Joyce Fields, and I do YouTube Lives 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 4 a.m. Pacific Time. I love doing these lives. I am a veteran of TikTok Lives. I have done over 500 TikTok Lives. I love doing the TikTok Lives. I'm just now getting used to doing these YouTube Lives. This is I think it's my 22nd YouTube Live. And I've got to get used to the way YouTube does things. Now, it says that I have one person on here. Uh, hey, Shelster, that was you then. Okay. I don't understand the way that YouTube does this. It, you know, well, what can I say? I'm still going to give it 3 months, but so far I'm not liking it. But I'll still hang on in there because I sure don't want to go back. Hopefully it's not too soon. So, but at any rate, you're just going to hear the whole introduction, and as we wait for folks to come on. Now, I do appreciate the fact that YouTube does replays of the lives, Yeah, I know. Yeah, I agree. But we'll do the best we can. Now we got Kyle, um, and he was a regular, so I made him a moderator. You already know that because he was on last night. But now getting back to, I do these lives. The title of my lives is Undifficult Your Life. Hey, New Zealand. Yeah, undifficult your life. A lot of folks are making their lives a lot more difficult than they have to be. And so the advice that I share 4 pillars of advice. But before I get into those pillars, I'm a TikTok veteran, I did lives on TikTok. I've done over 500, TikTok lives. And the way the universe worked this out, when TikTok in September, they changed their rules for the community guidelines violations. It was too strict. I thought it was too strict. And they also increased the price for subscribing. And here on YouTube, subscribing is free. And so subscribe, y'all, because subscribing is free. It doesn't cost you anything. And where was I? I was talking about, the fact that I was telling y'all how the universe lined it up. I did my last TikTok live on Friday, August 29th, and just a couple months ago. And I did my first YouTube live on Monday, September 1st. See, it lined up perfectly. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much, Junior Bushcraft. So it lined up perfectly. I couldn't have asked for more. And I enjoy doing these lives. I'm 81 years old, and I tell my man that I live a virtually stress-free life. And God or the universe or whatever you call your higher power has gifted me with the talent for being able to communicate philosophies, concepts, examples, all of that from my mind to y'all's mind. Okay, now a lot of y'all saying you got to see it to believe it. Okay, so you got to see it to believe it, and you will see it, and you will believe it. Like I said, I've done over 500 TikTok lives. This is my 21st. I think it's 21st, 22nd. I started September 1st. So I'm still getting used to these YouTube lives. They do things differently, so a whole lot more trolls on YouTube, I can tell you that. But I also did some research and I found that YouTube is bigger than TikTok, I think it's bigger than Facebook. So, but at any rate, that's why I chose to come on over to YouTube. Now, the advice that I share, my lives are entitled Undifficult Your Life. I share advice, 4 pillars of advice, and I used to call them pieces, but my man, his name is Pap, P-A-P, his real name is Fred. He told me that I should call them pillars, and I totally agree. So pillars are sturdy structures on which you can build a foundation, and that's what the advice that I share, what it allows you to do, and I'll get to that in a minute. I just brought up the fact that my man, okay, me and my man have been together for 68 years. You heard that correctly. We have been together for 68 years. We just celebrated our 58th wedding anniversary this past June 3rd, 58 years of marriage. And so we've been together since we were 13 years old. That's 68 years. He just turned 82 on September 22nd, and I turned 81. I'm so happy to be 81 years old. I turned 81 on February 4th. Don't y'all be regretting y'all's ages. If you live, you're gonna get older. I will never, ever get old. Old is a state of mind, So I'll never get old, but I'll gladly get older. Now I'll show you this picture. This is a picture of me and Pap when we were 25 years old. This is 1969. Thank you, Stryker. This is 1969. We were 25 years old. Okay, that's Pap and Joyce. Okay, now the next picture I'm going to show you is last year. We were both 80 years old, and this is our 57th wedding anniversary on June 3rd, last year. We were both 80 years old. Here's that one. That's Pap and Joyce at 80. Now, here's what I like to do to show the passage of time. Look at that, y'all. 25 and 80. I love this picture. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. It blows my mind too, y'all. I do not take it for granted. It's a blessing. I wrote a book about, let me show y'all this. I hadn't planned on doing this, but here's the book. The best way to keep a man is to let him go, among other things. It's 64 pages, and it's $9.99 at goodshortbooks.com. I'm also an author, obviously, okay? The link is in my profile. Go to goodshortbooks.com. There are 11 nonfiction books there. My sister wrote 1, and I wrote 10. So this one is The Best Way to Keep a Man is to Let Him Go. I was talking about the fact that me and Pap have been together for 68 years. So this is 64 pages, which includes 22 pages of my own recipes. And Pap says that I am an incredible cook and that he lives in a 5-star restaurant. So 22 pages of my own recipes. And I really think that y'all need to reconsider, those of you who love to eat fast food, I think y'all should reconsider doing your own cooking. You don't know what's in it, a whole lot of chemicals, preservatives, and no telling what else. So they could have dropped it on the floor and then picked it up and put it on your plate, whatever. If you cook it at home yourself, you know what the deal is, okay? So now back to back to, I showed y'all. Now you go to goodshortbooks.com. There are 11 fabulous nonfiction books there. The books are flying off the shelves, y'all, because people are coming onto my lives and they're learning about the books. And the books at goodshortbooks.com, they will delight you. They will inspire you. They will motivate you. Oh, by the way, I do not tolerate religion or politics on my live. So if you're going to come up with Jesus or the Bible, don't bring that because you're going to be removed or put in timeout or something. Okay? So don't do that. And I don't deal with politics. I have no use for either one. So I talk to God all day long, and God ain't got no religion, okay? So there, that's my choice, and you're entitled to yours, but don't bring it here, okay? So now, I told y'all that PAP calls them pillars. So here are the 4 pillars of advice that I share. Monday through Friday, I do these lives Monday through Friday, 90 minutes each time. So, pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. I tell you how you do that. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. If you are 10 years old or older, I tell you exactly how you increase your own level of patience. But I always start with the toddlers. So if you are raising toddlers, 2 and 3-year-olds, you'll want to hear how easy it is to teach them patience. Then pillar number 3 is stay calm. Stay calm, y'all. There is tremendous, tremendous power in your ability to stay calm. You absolutely lose your power when you become angry, upset, frustrated, aggravated, all of that stuff, okay? So stay calm. Now, throughout my lives, I do what I call helpful hand visuals. And I call them that because one of my viewers in one of my TikTok lives this year, she said, quote, "These visuals are so helpful," unquote. So that is what I call them. She was talking about gestures that I do with my hands in combination with the words that are coming out of my mouth to communicate philosophies, concepts, ideas, illustrations, all kinds of stuff from my mind to y'all's mind. Now, a lot of y'all are saying you got to see it to believe it. Well, if you stay tuned, you're going to see it, and then you will believe it. I do them every live I do, and people believe it after I do them. And I do them in pillar number 1 as well. So when I'm getting through with this, I'll come back to pillar number 1, and then, but when I get to pillar number 3, that pillar, when I do the helpful hand visual for that pillar, it blew a lot of my viewers' minds. And I did it for Pap, and it blew his mind. And it blows my mind too, y'all. But Spirit gives me these helpful hand visuals. You know, I feel like a total vessel. You know, I totally feel like that because Spirit gives me this advice that I'm giving y'all. I'm 81 years old, and I have lived the advice that I'm sharing with y'all since I was about 10, okay? Now, I was asked on yesterday's live if my parents were as positive as I am, and they most certainly were, both of them. I'm 81 years old. I was 78. You hear me, y'all? I was 78 years old before I realized that I never, ever saw either one of my parents angry. It was not modeled for us. I'm the oldest of 7, and none of my siblings have a high level of anger. None of us. It wasn't modeled in our home. Now, I get upset. I get pissed off. But I'm going to tell y'all how to not allow yourself to become so angry that, and I'm going to go through that. That's pillar number 3. Stay calm. I'm going to go through that in pillar number 3, and as well as pillar number 4. Now, pillar number 4 is remember the 4 words that can immediately lower. Yeah, Kyle. It can immediately lower your stress, anxiety. I'm trying to think of all these. I have it in order, stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration. That's the order that I say them in, okay? Those 4 words I will tell you when I get to the 4th pillar. Yes. So now people are saying that's incredible, and I heart what a whole lot of other words. You have a naturally chill family, very nice. Yeah, I wrote a book about it, y'all. If y'all really want to. Now, I wrote this book. This is the very first book that I wrote, and I wrote it in 1997. I wrote it because I was so impressed with the way our parents raised us. Like I said, I've never seen either. And I called my siblings, too, to ask them when I was 78 years old. Ask them if they ever saw mama or daddy upset. And they said no. So, I got married, and I had moved out, so they were still there. So they may have seen something that I didn't see. But no, they didn't see anything. So neither one of them, my siblings, saw my parents. I never saw either one of my parents upset. This book details it because they raised us in such a wonderful way. There was never any sibling rivalry in our family. And I wanted to document the way that they raised us so that it wouldn't die out when we all died off. Now, our oldest brother passed in 2013. He had lung cancer. And, but he agreed, it was after I written this book. But the book is entitled Line of Serenity. And it's a memoir. And it's 167 pages, which includes 22 pages of pictures. I have pictures of some of the people that I talk about in the book, and 22 pages of my own recipes. And I told y'all, Pap says that I am an incredible cook, and he says that he lives in a 5-star restaurant. And so this book chronicles the way that we were raised. It goes from 1944 to 1977. 1944 is the year I was born, and 1977 is the year our mother became an angel. These are our parents, George and Rosa Jones. These are pictures of the times we lived in. And this, y'all, is a picture of the 7 of us. I was 12 on this picture. I'm 81 now. This is brother. He's the one that passed away. Cordell, Nita, that's the other author. She was 7 on this picture, and now she's 76. This is Kenny, Reggie, and Ava. Ava was 3 on this picture, and now she's 72. And this is a plate of food that would look what a plate of food would look like when we serve a feast. So this book, this is my very first book, and it chronicles the way that we were raised. It makes a wonderful gift for a person in your family that's 70 or older, because I talk about things they probably haven't thought about in decades. And it makes a fabulous gift for you or whomever, because it talks about stuff that it gives you a peek into the way that things used to be done, okay? And then my sister's book is also a memoir. And if you like dogs, you absolutely love her book. This one is entitled My 15 Dogs, a 55-year journey of love. Hey, Britt. It's 59 pages. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. And like I said, if you love dogs, you will love her book. It'll make you laugh and it'll make you cry. It's really good. So now, The genres, I'm just going to tell you what the genres are, and then I'm going to move off into the advice that I have to share with y'all. There are 11 nonfiction books at goodshortbooks.com. They make fabulous gifts too, nonfiction. My sister and I are both retired executive assistants, so the books are very well formatted, uh, grammatically and everything else, okay? So 11 awesome nonfiction books in 9 different genres. And the books are flying off the shelves, y'all, because people are coming onto my lives and they are learning about the books. Here are the genres. Memoirs, I showed you the 2 memoirs. Parenting, relationships, I showed you the best way to keep a man is to let him go, among other things. Children's education, fairy tales. My fairy tale is nonfiction because it deals with a very serious subject. Bullying, original quotes, health, and spirituality. Okay? So now, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And it is also Anti-Bullying Awareness Month. So now I have 2 books. These are both available at goodshortbooks.com, and the link is in my profile. So this one is A Breast Cancer Journey to Greater Joy, taking the fear and mystery out of a breast cancer diagnosis. Every year, over 250,000 people, I said people, because men can have breast cancer too. Over 250,000 people are diagnosed with breast cancer. And there's nothing to be afraid of. So that is why I wrote the book. After I went through the journey, taking the fear and mystery out of a breast cancer diagnosis. I have pictures of the machines that you're going to encounter in here and just good stuff. And I'm going to read you this very short 5-star review from Sandra Johnson. Here's what she said. I ordered this book after suffering a life-changing heart attack and being terrified. Ms. Fields' book gently walks the reader through the diagnosis and each procedure in such a way that puts one at ease, no matter what the prognosis. This is a must-read for anyone experiencing a life-threatening diagnosis. Sandra Johnson. That's what she said. So this book, it is 60 pages, and it's $12.99 at goodshortbooks.com. The link is in my profile. Then I said October is also Anti-Bullying Awareness Month. See, I didn't put the anti on the breast cancer, so it's not anti. It's just breast cancer awareness. So the bullying is Anti-Bullying Awareness Month. So this book is Dear Bully, a collection of poems about bullying. It's 25 poems written for children that I wrote. And it is 54 pages. That's 25 poems. That's because now the book also includes, I call them no-no words. This word is hostility. This is intolerance. This is meanness, okay? So 25 poems. And I wrote this book to encourage the bullied and discourage the bully. So both of these are available at goodshortbooks.com. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as well as Anti-Bullying Awareness Month. So I wanted to make y'all aware of the books. So now, back to the advice. I told y'all pillar number 4 is remember the 4 words, I told you those, that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration, and I'll tell you what those 4 words are when I get to the 4th pillar, okay? Share the live, y'all. I want a whole lot more people to hear how easy it is to undifficult your life. Now, pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. I'm going to repeat it. That's pillar number 1. Develop and maintain a positive attitude. There are only 2 attitudes that you can have. You ever think about that? In a lot of cases, it's probably not. There are only 2 attitudes that you can have. Just 2. That's it. You see? A negative attitude or a positive attitude. That's it. Negative attitude, positive attitude. I am convinced that you do not choose to have a negative attitude. What happens is, if you do not choose to have a positive attitude, and a positive attitude is a choice that you make. If you don't choose to have a positive attitude, then you almost certainly will have a negative attitude. It's almost as if it is a default. Good morning, everybody. So it's almost as if it is a default. You understand? If you do not choose to have a positive attitude, you almost certainly will have a negative attitude. A positive attitude is a choice that you make. And the way you make that choice is you write a program. And the way you write a program is you say it out loud. You say it out loud. And I don't care who is around you. It gives you an opportunity to spread positivity. Say it out loud. And here is what you say. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. That's what you say. I'm going to repeat it. From now on, thank you, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Mean it from the bottom of your heart and put your feet on the path to do just that. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Say it out loud. There are those who say, just say it in your mind. No, Joyce Fields says to say it out loud. When you say it only in your mind, that's just one element that you are using, one element. When you say it out loud, that is 3 elements. 3 elements. You speak it out of your mouth, you hear it with your ears, and it gets plastered into your psyche. When you say it out loud, you say your programs, any program that you write, you say it out loud. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell y'all, when you put in comments that are like 3 lines or more, I don't read those comments. I don't have time to read those comments. Every once in a while, I'm looking up here. I can see the comments that are, in my peripheral vision, but please don't take your time in typing out comments that are 3 or more lines. And they're very unlikely that I will see them. Every once in a while, I take a break and I look down and then I see comments. And then every once in a while, I will take a screenshot of comments. And Pap loves for me to read them to him. But don't bother putting in a whole lot of a paragraph, like 3 or more lines. You take your chances on whether or not I'll see it. But I do not respond most of the time because I can't. I hope y'all understand that. I have 90 minutes to share the advice that I have to share with y'all to help y'all to undifficult your lives. So you see, I got 90 minutes and I'm stretched to do that, okay? So now, 2 attitudes that you can have. I already told you, positive attitude, negative attitude. If you don't choose to have a positive attitude, you will almost certainly have a negative one. The way you get a positive attitude, you choose it. You write this program and it says, you speak it out loud. You say, From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. You got that? I'm going to repeat it. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Put yourself on the path to do exactly that. Now, I'm going to give y'all a lot of help in doing this because I'm going to, first of all, show y'all what a negative attitude looks like. You heard that correctly. I'm going to show y'all what a negative attitude looks like. Oh, you're very welcome. On the count of 3, I'm going to show you what a negative attitude looks like. 1, 2, 3. This is what a negative attitude looks like, y'all. These are folks who say, woe is me. My life sucks. I can't stand this. I can't stand that. Complain, complain, complain. Now, in the meantime, what my hands are doing is a helpful hand visual, and it symbolizes positive elements constantly, y'all, flying through the universe, flying through the air, constantly flying. Positive elements, positive things. But they always fly over the heads of people who have a negative attitude. You see? Flying over the heads. Now, when you say this program out loud, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. I'm going to count to 3 and I'm going to show you what happens after you write that program. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Here's what happens, y'all. Now, that's a helpful hand visual. Do you see what happened? What was flying over your head is now making contact with your psyche. When you wrote that program, when you spoke those words out loud, you raised your frequency. You raised your vibration. You see? That's what happened. All you have to do is say it and mean it and allow spirit to take it over, okay? So, now, another thing I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to read y'all a list of words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude. Okay? And it might be you. Now, there's nothing wrong with that because, like the program says, from now on, that means from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude from this point forward. So you can tell your family, your friends, everybody. Don't throw it up to me about how my attitude was last week or yesterday. So it doesn't matter what your attitude was like 5 minutes ago, yesterday, last week, last month, whatever. You write the program, it states from now on. So you can tell your family and friends, so don't throw it up in my face how my attitude used to be. That's the past. From now on, I'm going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Yeah, you see? You can stick your tongue out at them too. Okay. So that's all you got to do. Mean it from the bottom of your heart, you know? So now I'm going to read you the words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude, and it might be you, but fear not, because like I told you, developing and maintaining a positive attitude is a choice that you can make at any minute of your life. You don't have to make the choice right now. You can make it tomorrow, next week, but some of y'all are going to make it right now, okay? That's the way it works. Now, I'm also going to read you a list of words that will guide you on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. But first, I'm going to read you the words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude. Here they go: anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment and holding grudges, inferiority, lies and dishonesty. Share the live, y'all. False pride, superiority. And the last word is ego. Back up to the top. The first word is anger. Do you know people who are full of anger? People who are angry? Are you the one who is full of anger? Who is angry? That is negative. How about resentment and holding grudges? Do you know people who are full of resentment? People who hold grudges? Are you the one who is full of resentment, who holds grudges against other people? That is negative. How about, I'm going to come back up to that one though, but I'm going to move on. Lies and dishonesty. Do you know people who lie? People who are dishonest? Are you the one who is a liar, who is dishonest? That is negative too. But like I said, you got a choice. If the shoe fits you, you can step out of those shoes and then into the positive attitude shoes. Here are words that will guide you on your path to positive attitude: joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, empathy, generosity, truth and honesty, compassion, and the last word is faith. Okay, so now back over to the words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude. I'm going to deal with resentment and holding grudges separately. Now, I'm going to tell you something that you never heard, probably never heard. If you are full of resentment and if you are holding grudges against other people, you are living in the past. You heard me. You are living in the past because you are holding on to something, carrying something inside of you that happened. Past tense. It happened. There is nothing the people that did it to you can do about it to change it. There is nothing that you can do about it to change it. You must forgive them. And you don't forgive them because you're letting them off the hook. You forgive them because you're letting yourself off the hook. You may or may not understand it, or you may or may not know this, but when you hold on to unforgiveness and when you hold grudges against other people, it works against you. All of those words, I call them the uglies: anger, resentment, lying, dishonesty, guilt, regret, arrogance, all of that stuff. Those are the uglies. And what happens is the uglies damage the person who holds on to them. No, it's not hard to let go. It's not. It's all in your mind. If once you make up your mind, in almost anything is possible. You see? It's all, you put the corral around your own mind. So now I'm going to tell you how you can forgive. So I'm not going to just lead y'all out there, okay? So now, the people that you are holding the resentment towards and the grudges against, they're not suffering any consequences for you holding the grudges against them and the resentment towards them. You are, because when you hold on to that kind of stuff, it creates what I call an invisible internal burden on your cells, on your blood, on your organs. Look around you, people. A lot of the people, not all of them, but a lot of the people that you know are holding resentment and holding grudges against others. They are on pharmaceutical medications. They are in failing health. They are not aging well. They look older than they are. Look around you. Open your eyes. Be woke. Woke is a good thing. Woke is a fabulous thing. Woke is a great thing because it means that you are aware. Look around you. Open your eyes. Don't sleepwalk through life. Observe, but do not absorb. That's one of the keys to it. Observe, but do not absorb. Don't allow it into your core. Now, I have a TikTok video. My username on TikTok is JJ, the letter J, Fields, Fields, and the number 7. I'm going to tell you about how to forgive. So check out I got a lot of content over on TikTok. I'm still on there. I post to TikTok every day. I've got almost 54,000 followers, so I'm 81 years old. I never thought I'd have 1,000 followers, and I got almost 54,000. So I'm not going to abandon them. So, but I left I don't do my lives on TikTok anymore, but I still post, and you can still follow me on TikTok. My followers are still increasing. I have a whole lot of good, useful information on my TikTok, and a lot of it on my YouTube as well. I really don't know how to travel through YouTube. It's very confusing to me. I'll have to spend some time. I'm 81. I ain't got time for all of that. I got a man and a house, and then I do these lives. So I'm pretty much, I got a lot of work to do. I still do housework and all of that stuff. And then I work out as well. I got an exercise video on YouTube. Easy workout with Grandma J. I also have a exercise video on TikTok. I'm 81 years old and I still work out. I've been working out since I was about 41. So that's 40 years. Okay. I do bicep curls. I do squats. I do all kinds of stuff. Move your body. And I have a pinned video on my TikTok. I don't know if I have it on YouTube or not. It's called Old Age Warning. And I tell y'all about, I think it's 3 things that can happen to you as you age. And our elders didn't tell us any of the things that I'm telling y'all. So they caught us all of these things caught us by surprise. But I'm telling y'all, so check it out. I don't know if I have it on YouTube, but I know it's on TikTok. So now, positive attitude. I was telling y'all about resentment and holding grudges. I'm 81 years old. When I was a kid, there was no such thing as a text message or video call or email, none of that stuff. So y'all can forgive by any of those technologies that are available to y'all, okay? But now a lot of people will tell you to forgive and forget. No. Hell no. Don't you ever forget. You would be an absolute idiot to forget. You keep it on the stove on the back burner, but don't hold any resentment towards them. But you don't ever forget. But you must forgive. But you forgive for your own sake. Like I was telling you, when people hold on to unforgiveness, they can end up on pharmaceutical medications. They can end up with kidney problems, liver problems, all kinds of problems, okay? How can you not have resentment but forgive? Oh, no, that's not the way it goes. You have to forgive. And it doesn't matter who it is or what they did. There's no qualifiers on it. You must forgive for your own sake. For your own sake. Now, because you forgive does not mean you let them back in your life or you go back into theirs. You don't do that, but it's a good thing if both parties or if all parties agree That's a wonderful thing, you know. So, but people change. Give some people the benefit of the doubt. And I'm going to give y'all 4 examples of what has happened on my lives. So now, I told you you can forgive by using any of those technologies that are available to y'all today, okay? They weren't available to us. Now, you forgive, but you never forget. You forgive, but you don't necessarily invite them back into your life or you go back into theirs, but you can do that if all parties agree. Now, if you don't want anything else to do with them, you can forgive by saying it out loud to the universe. For real. And I'm going to give you proof, okay? So now, I'm going to give you 4 examples. But before I get into the examples, I'm always asking this question. Well, that's not the question first. First, I'm going to say this. The universe was there when the mess happened to you. You understand that? I'm going to repeat that. The universe was there when the mess happened to you. So when you forgive by saying it out loud to the universe knows, or God, or whatever you call your higher power, okay? So now, it was there when the mess happened to you. So when you say it out loud, the universe, God, or whomever it is that you call it, will know what you're talking about. Now, I ask this question, and I pose this statement and ask this question every live that I do. And it shakes a lot of people up, but I'm sure it will shake some of y'all up as well. So now, here is the point that I'm making. Do you know, realize, and understand that God, the universe, or whatever you call your higher power, sees everything you do, hears everything you say, and reads your thoughts? You understand that? Do you know? When I made that statement, did that bring that to the forefront of your consciousness? Do you know that God or the universe or whatever you call your higher power sees everything that you do right now? Hears everything that you say right now and reads your thoughts right now. Okay? So now, my making that statement to y'all out loud, did that bring it to anybody's consciousness? And you're going to now think about what you do, say, and think? Think about this stuff more carefully? Come on, give me some responses. Come on, you can choose to believe it or not. That's fine. Come on, give me some responses, y'all. When I said that, the higher power, or whatever you call it, sees everything you do right now, hears everything you say right now, and reads your thoughts right now. Did that cause, okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. It changed my viewpoint. Wonderful, Honda Accord. Okay, Marion, that's good. Okay. All right, thank you. That's wonderful. That is great. So, always remember that, and live your life by the golden rule. The golden rule states, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's so simple. I don't do anything to anybody else that I would not want done to me. I don't say anything to anybody else that I would not want said to me. It's very simple. It is very simple. Live your life by the golden rule. If more people did that, the world would be a better place. So, now, forgiving. I told you, if you don't want anything else to do with them, you can say it out loud to the universe. And here is what you say. Universe, I forgive so-and-so for doing such and such to me. Okay? I'm going to repeat it. Universe, I forgive so and so for doing such and such to me. Now, use your hand the way I use mine. It symbolizes touching the universe, touching spirit. Okay? I'm going to repeat it. Universe, I forgive so and so for doing such and such to me. Now, I'm going to give y'all 4 examples from people that were on my lives. This is when I was doing my TikTok lives. And they said, the 4 examples. The first young lady, she said, I forgave my dad that way. And I immediately burst into tears. The second young lady said, I forgave myself that way. And you can forgive yourself. The universe saw what you did or heard what you said. Okay, for real. So you can forgive yourself. So she said, I forgave myself that way. And I immediately burst into tears. The third one, young man, he said, I forgave and I felt my spirit move, or I felt my spirit shift. You see? So now the fourth one I'm saving for, I'm going to tell you what these 3 people, they immediately burst into tears, those 2, and the young man felt his spirit shift because, like I told y'all, when you carry unforgiveness and resentment and grudges in your spirit, it takes its toll. You are carrying an invisible internal burden on your soul, on your blood, on your cells, on your organs, you see? So what happens is it builds up pressure in your body, in your spirit. You may or may not even be aware of it. So, and the shelter calls it a pressure release valve. So this is what happens when you forgive. It goes, psst. You see? That is why they burst into tears. That is why he felt his spirit shift. You release that burden on your spirit, on your soul, on your blood. Now, the fourth one, her name's Patricia. Patricia had been watching my lives. Yeah, thank you. And had been holding a grudge against her mother for over 40 years. Y'all heard that right. It blew my mind. She had been holding a grudge against her mother for over 40 years. She forgave her mother. Now, that's over 40 years worth of Mother's Days, not spending them together, that kind of, so, but now, she forgave her mother. They spent this past Mother's Day together, and she came up as a guest on my TikTok live and shared the experience with all of us, and it warmed my heart. I got so full. She had been holding a grudge against her mother for over 40 years, and now they spend Mother's Day together, and there's no telling what all they're doing. So I hope she'll come back on and then come up as a guest and tell us how much progress they're making in their relationship. I hope that's the case. So I'm sure it is. But those are 4 examples, you see? 4 examples. When you forgive, it relieves your soul, your spirit. It doesn't, it releases the pressure on your blood, on your organs, all of that, everything. So forgive, but don't forget. Don't ever forget. So now, I'm going to tell y'all something else about a positive attitude and a negative attitude. Nobody can have a positive attitude 100% of the time, and nobody can have a negative attitude 100% of the time. Did you hear that? You understand? Nobody can have a positive attitude 100% of the time. Nobody can have a negative attitude 100% of the time. I'm going to ask you this question, and I'm only wanting responses that say no, because a lot of people on my live are here and they've been on my lives before and they know the answer already. So just sit there and smile because you already know the answer. But I only want responses that say no. Now, here is the question. Did you know that you live your life by a ratio? Share the live, y'all. I still got over half an hour left, so I want to be able to share this advice with a whole lot more people. I'm going to ask the question again. Do you know, thank you, that you live your life by a ratio? RATIO. Good. I'm getting these no responses. I'm going to explain what a ratio is and how you use it. Okay. Okay, good. I'm getting some more responses. All right. Okay. So now, what a ratio is, it is a very simple tool that will definitely help you to better control your life. I'm going to repeat that. A ratio is a very simple tool, share the live, y'all, that will help you, definitely help you. It will definitely help you to better control your life. Your ratio, you set it, only you control it, and it is adjustable. If you set it too high, you can lower it. If you set it too low, you can raise it. But only you can do it, anything with your ratio. Now, I'm going to show you by example. My ratio is 80-20. I don't own it. Anybody can use that ratio, 80-20. Some people on my lives chose 75-25, 60-40, or whatever. One person chose 50-50. I said, no, that's not good enough for me. But if that's what you want, that's fine. So 50-50, that means half the time you're positive, half the time you're negative. Nope. But that's fine if that's what you choose. So my ratio is 80-20. That means that 80% of the time, share the live, y'all. I want to be able to share this advice with a whole lot more people. So 80% of the time, I am very happy being in the positive attitude mode. 20% of the time, I'm okay. I didn't say I was happy. I'm okay with being in the negative attitude mode. Okay, now back over to the positive attitude mode. I can't read those long comments, and I'm not going to address those issues. I address 4 specific pieces of advice. So don't be hard-headed, y'all. Don't be handing me out questions that don't have anything to do with the 4 pieces or pillars. I keep saying pieces. Pillars, Pep says, is pillars, and so I prefer pillars of advice that I share. If it doesn't have anything to do with that, I'm definitely not going to be reading it, okay? So don't waste your time. So now, where was I? Oh, the ratio. Yeah, 80-20. So 80% of the time, my ratio is 80-20. 80% positive, 20% negative. So 80% of the time, I honor the programs that I write. And I'm going to show y'all how you can write programs however you want to write them, okay? So for any behavior. 80% of the time, I honor the programs that I write. 80% of the time, I do what is right, what is fair, what is honest, what is considerate, what is kind, all of those positive things, y'all. That's 80% of the time. 20% of the time, I can be in my negative attitude mode, but that can never include, and neither can it include for you, whatever portion of your negative attitude mode you assign, okay? So, and this is the 20%, whatever portion you assign to it, it can never include physical abuse. You cannot hit people. You cannot throw things. It can never include verbal abuse. No politics on my life. So put them in timeout or whatever shelter, and if they come back around with that crap, then no. No politics. I have no use for politics or religion. So don't bring that to my life. So if you do, you're going to be hidden or removed or put in timeout, whatever. My moderators will take care of you. So don't do that. You're wasting your time. So don't buy politics or religion. No. Okay, so now back to 20%. It can never include physical abuse. You cannot hit people. You cannot throw things. It can never include verbal abuse. You cannot cuss anybody out. You cannot insult anybody. And thanks to one of my viewers, her username is Midnight, she asked me to include tone of voice. And I definitely wanted to include that one, and I did. So it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So you can't say anything to anybody with an ugly tone of voice, okay? So as long as whatever negative mode, whatever is involved in your negative attitude mode, as long as they don't include those three things, you're okay. You see? It's just that simple. You cannot hit people, you cannot cuss people out, you cannot use an ugly tone of voice. Oh no, I feel sorry for trolls. I really do. No, because, and I have had trolls apologize to me, okay? For real. Because trolls, that's a very sad way to live your life. Deliberately trying to insult people or be cruel to people, and they haven't done anything to you, and you're doing that to them, and God or the higher power, whatever you call it, maybe some of them don't believe in it, so, but that's on them. Sees everything we do, hears everything we say, can read our thoughts. So that's enough for me to straighten up and fly right. I don't do nothing. I cuss like a sailor, y'all, but I don't cuss on my live. So, but yeah, so that's what I say. I feel sorry for trolls. That's a very sad way to be. It reflects on them. It doesn't reflect on me, That was a poem. Okay, so now, 80-20, that's my ratio. Now, do y'all see how you can use that ratio to better control your life? Come on, give me some responses. Be quick with y'all's responses, y'all. Please be quick with your responses because I'm running out of time. It's 5:04. Come on, y'all. Do you see how you can use that ratio? Oh, good. Come on. You didn't answer the question, Gage. Come on. Okay, come on, y'all. Okay, Samantha, thank you. Kim Marie. Okay, thanks, y'all. So now, I'm going to tell y'all how you can write a program to change any behavior that you have. You cannot change other people's behaviors, okay? So that's one of the problems, one of the things that's wrong with this world. A lot of people are trying to change other people's behaviors. And then, you see, the person whose behavior you're trying to change is looking at you cross-eyed, saying, why the hell don't you work on yourself? Okay? Think about that. Now, if each one of us worked to improve our own behavior, the world would be a better place. Definitely. So now here is the way you write a program to change any behavior that you have. And I use a false behavior. I say I've got it, but I don't have this behavior. I'm just using it as an example to show y'all how you can take the example and place it on any behavior that you have and then straighten it out. Okay, so now I'm going to give y'all a false scenario of something that I do. It's not true. And then I'm going to give y'all the program that I write to overcome that behavior. Now, here's the behavior. I eat 12 cookies every day. I do not want to eat 12 cookies every day. Now, here is the program that I write to overcome that behavior. I eat 12 cookies every day. I do not want to eat 12 cookies every day. Starting tomorrow, I will eat 10 cookies. Now, tomorrow comes and you eat 10 cookies. The next days, weeks, months follow, and you're still eating 10 cookies. The way you use your ratio is this way. 80% of the time, using my ratio, 80-20, and like I said, I don't own that ratio. Anybody can have it. So using my ratio, 80% of the time, I'm going to eat 10 cookies, like my program says. 20% of the time, that's my wiggle room. That's my wiggle room. You got to keep trying, Jimmy. So you don't just try it and then it don't work. You know, if at first you don't succeed, try and try again. That's an old saying, older than I am probably. So 20% of the time, I can go back up to 11. I can even go back up to 12 cookies. You see? So that is my wiggle room. That's what I call it. That's my wiggle room. But it really isn't, because 80%, you're still honoring that 80%, you see, that you chose. You get that? Come on, did I explain that clearly, y'all? Come on, from my mind to y'all's. Come on. Come on, y'all, give me some. Did I explain that clearly? Oh, yeah, I quit cold turkey, Jimmy, about 40 years ago. Come on, give me some. Oh, yes, that makes sense. Oh, good. Yes. Yes. Now, one of the viewers on my TikTok lives, she had an eating disorder, and I posted her comment on my page, on my TikTok page. She had an eating disorder. She said, this is what she said in her comment. I went from 6 meals a day to 5 to 4, and now I'm at 3 meals a day because of her advice, talking about the advice that I shared. So she used that program, that example, and she applied it, she took it, and she put it on her own behavior. So you can use that. Write that program, say it out loud, okay? And the way you get a positive attitude is you say it out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Okay? Most definitely. And that means from now on, this point forward, you can choose to have a positive attitude, and you must choose to have it. Oh, thanks. I love y'all too. You must choose to have a positive attitude. If you don't choose to have a positive attitude, you almost certainly will have a negative one, okay? Now, here's a negative attitude. It's on lock. Here you are. This is you in the form of spirit, in the form of inner peace, okay? Now, spirit and inner peace cannot get through to a negative attitude, so they turn and go away. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if they come near a negative attitude, but I'm doing this as a as a word picture, as a helpful hand gesture, a helpful hand visual. So now here is a positive attitude, and you can see what's going to happen. Here you come, spirit and inner peace. not only do you get through, but you turn and you encase, spirit encases your whole body. Inner peace encases your whole body. But you got to have a positive attitude in order for spirit to come to you. You got to have a positive attitude in order for inner peace to come to you. Wonderful. So you're very welcome. I love doing these lives, y'all, because I live the advice that I share with y'all. I know it works. I'm 81 years old. I've been using this advice since I was about 10 years old. Okay, for real. So Spirit came to me in the month of June and said, there is such a thing as outer peace. I had never heard of outer peace. I said, huh? Yes, Spirit said there is such a thing as outer peace. Now, inner peace, you must have a positive attitude in order to get inner peace. You must have a positive attitude in order for Spirit to come to you. Inner peace can never be disturbed, can never be destroyed. Share the live, y'all. I still have quite a bit of time. I'm going to be on here until 5:30, 5:35 or thereabouts. So I still got about 20, 25 minutes, something like that. So inner peace can never be disturbed. Inner peace can never be destroyed. Outer peace can be disturbed. Outer peace can be destroyed. Okay? So the examples that I give for outer peace, I always give the same examples. For instance, if you are trying to study or if you are trying to sleep and somebody is making noises in the same room or next door or down the hall or across the street or whatever, that's disturbing your outer peace. There's even a law on the books in every city, probably in the world, for disturbing the peace. You can call the cops on people disturbing the peace. But your inner peace can never be disturbed or destroyed. But you must have a positive attitude in order to gain inner peace. You must have a positive attitude in order to get Spirit to come to you. Spirit will automatically come to you when you have a positive attitude. The door is closed. When you have a negative attitude, the door is closed. When you open the door, you welcome Spirit. You see? So now, positive attitude. If anybody in your family, and it's usually somebody in your family, is disturbing your peace, that's your outer peace, you must tell them. You have the obligation to tell people that what they are doing or saying is disturbing your peace. They don't have the obligation to change their behavior, but that's what you got to remember. And you cannot cuss them out when you tell them that what they're doing or saying is disturbing your peace. Here's what I suggest. Always be kind. Always be kind. The universe sees your kindness. Doesn't matter how they respond. That's on them. You understand? So people be saying, yeah, I was nice to her, but she was really ugly. Don't worry about that. Don't get tangled up in how somebody else responds. Be concerned about how you respond. That's on the other person. That is not your concern whatsoever. They are being watched just like you are being watched. You're being watched because you responded favorably. They're being watched because they responded unfavorably. Okay? You see, it's the same thing. So, yeah, you can change anytime. Anytime. All you have to do, you can change your behavior from a negative attitude or ugliness to a positive attitude and kindness any minute of your life. Any minute of your life. Okay. So it's a choice. You choose to have a positive attitude, and you can choose it any minute of your life. It's just that simple, y'all. So now, if anybody in your family is disturbing your peace, use kindness. Say words to this effect. I love y'all dearly, but when y'all do such and such, or when y'all say such and such, that disturbs my peace. like I told y'all, they're not obligated to change. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. They are not obligated to change. But you are obligated to tell them, to say that. So now, your mama can't disturb your peace either. You shouldn't allow that either, but I'm going to tell you how to handle that. You handle that kindly as well. So now, you tell them that, now all of this happens after you have written that program. So saying, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. This is all after you have written your program and said it out loud. My phone stand ain't worth a, I don't want to get another one because it's adhesive. So y'all got to bear with me now. I'm trying to get this straight. Okay, I got it now. So where was I? Oh yeah, disturbing your peace. So you tell your family, you know, I love y'all dearly, but when y'all say such and such or when y'all do such and such, that disturbs my peace. You give them enough time, but I'm telling you, they're not obligated to change it, okay? So you give them enough time, but you come back at them if they don't change it, and then you say words to this effect. You know, I love y'all dearly. I told y'all I love y'all dearly. But I also told y'all when y'all say such and such or when y'all do such and such, that disturbs my peace. And y'all are still doing it. And that leaves me no choice. I must protect my peace. So I give y'all 3 options. Option 1, I must feed y'all with a long handle spoon. Option 2, I have to love y'all from a distance. Option 3, I have to stop coming around y'all. Okay? So those are the 3 options, and you can come up with a 4th one if you choose to do so. So now, oops, sorry about that. I forgot to keep going with this thing I was doing. All right, so now, oops, my stand, I'm gonna have to get another. See, I have a stand that has an adhesive on the back of it, and I'm scared to take the adhesive off because then it's gonna stick to everything. So, okay, you pick all of those reasons, that's fine. So now, if it's your mama that's disturbing your peace, you can deal with her positively, kindly. Here's your mama disturbing your peace. Here you are, okay, coming in, getting your peace disturbed. You tell your mama, Mama, I love you dearly, but when you do such and such, that disturbs my peace. When you say such and such, that disturbs my peace. Now, some mamas would say, what peace? Some mamas would say, you ain't got no peace. Okay? That's mama. Leave her alone. Okay? Now, but after you have written that program and said it out loud, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Share the live, y'all. I still got about 10, 15 more minutes. I would love for more people to hear this advice. So now, when you write that program, when you said it out loud, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. You raised your vibration. You raised your frequency. Your mama is still down here doing this. Okay? But because you are on a higher frequency, on a higher vibration, you see, you're not down here anymore. It doesn't bother you what she's doing. You're now able to look at it and not feel anything. You may feel bad that she's continuing to do it. And you see, in some cases, there are people that want to rattle your chain. Don't give them the satisfaction. Don't have triggers. Some people were saying you have triggers for places that you go. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people saying and doing things to you that so-called trigger you. Don't do that. You are making yourself powerless because they have the power to control whether or not you get angry or upset or pissed off or whatever. Don't do that. Nobody has that power. And don't get angry. I'm going to go into that a little bit more too. So I'm talking about disturbing your peace. Your mama can do it too. So don't have triggers. So now that is pillar number 1. Develop and maintain a positive attitude. Now, pillar number 2 is increase your level of patience. If you're 10 years old or older, I tell you exactly how you do that, but I always start with toddlers. If you're raising toddlers, 2 and 3-year-olds, here's the way you teach them patience. When that toddler asks for a cookie, tell that toddler, I'll give you that cookie in 5 minutes. Put yourself on the timer. Give that toddler that cookie in 5 minutes. Do that several times at 5 minutes. Stretch it to 10 minutes. Always use the timer. Do that several times. Then stretch it to 15 minutes. So all the way up to an hour or more, okay? Not only will you be teaching that toddler patience, you will be teaching that toddler how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. Now, Spirit came to me and told me that, Joyce, you can tell your viewers how they can teach themselves patience, how they can teach themselves how to feel time, how to feel, that's what I'm talking about, how you can teach yourself how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. Now, it requires a piece of paper and something to write with. So I'm going to I'm going to count to 10 while I drink my tea. And then I'll come back and tell y'all what I want you to do with that piece of paper and that pencil, or paper or pen, whatever. Okay, excuse me. That's good. Jessica, thank you. So now, on that piece of paper, write down what time it is now. Put the paper away. Doesn't matter what your time zone is. Put the paper away. And then at some point later, doesn't matter how much later, try to guess what the time is at that point. Do that many times during the course of a day. And you will get to be to the point where, like, I don't need a piece of paper and anything to write with. So I do that automatically all day long. What that does is it teaches you to lock in to the passage of time. You see? It teaches you to lock in to the passage of time. You won't jump anymore when you see the clock. And also, laying in bed and the alarm hasn't gone off yet, try to guess, try to feel what time it is. You see? Come on, give me some responses, y'all, because I want to know if y'all can use that exercise. Come on, give me some responses. Can you use that exercise? Thank you. Come on, y'all. You're very welcome. Come on, y'all. Give me some responses. Can you use that exercise to teach you how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time? Come on, give me some responses, y'all. Oh, good. Thanks, the manifest. More responses? Yeah, my sister's like that too. She doesn't use a clock at all. Yeah. Oh, yes. Good. Wonderful. Good. So now, if you are 10 years old or older, I will tell you exactly how you increase your own level of patience. The way you do it is you make yourself wait. You make yourself wait. You say it out loud. You write a program for that one too. I am teaching myself patience. I am teaching myself how to wait. I am learning how to increase my own level of patience. Now, the way you do it is you make yourself wait. And especially if it is something that you would normally, that you're fiending for, and that you would normally give yourself immediate gratification for. Don't do that. Make yourself wait. And if you make yourself wait past the point where you don't want it anymore, fabulous. That is such a wonderful thing to have happen to you, because it just means that you are stronger than it was. You always were, but you never challenged yourself. Make yourself wait. You're going to enjoy your increasing your own level of patience, for real. Okay? So now, that's pillar number 2. And if you are raising kids, I highly recommend this book, Mother's Dozen, an easy recipe for raising great kids. Share the live, y'all. I still have a few more minutes. I had it translated into Spanish. Madre Docena. I don't speak Spanish, but Mother's Dozen, an easy recipe for raising great kids. It's 48 pages, and it's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. Okay. Now, this book will guide you into raising kids that you can admire, for real. Now, pillar number 3, stay calm. Stay calm, y'all. Now, I have to condense this one because this is what your neurons do. The neurons are in your brain. Your neurons are doing this when you are calm, okay? And Spirit gives me all of these helpful hand visuals, y'all. I don't make them up myself. So this is what your neurons are doing up in your brain. They are communicating with each other, and they're traveling smoothly through your brain. Spirit gave me this one. Here is what your neurons are doing when you are angry or upset. Look. Look. You see? Thank you. That's what your neurons are doing when you are angry or upset. So don't be angry or upset. Now, Spirit gave me that helpful hand visual at 4 or 5, between 4 and 5:15 a.m. Spirit came back to me 7 or 8 p.m. the same day and told me to look up what neurons do. Honest to goodness, this is what Spirit told me to do with this. So this is what neurons do. I Googled it, and this is what Google said. Neurons work together to produce memories, make decisions, and compute information. They take chemical signals, transport them, and form new wiring within the brain. Neurons also help different parts of the brain to communicate with each other. Yes, that's what neurons do. That's why you cannot think straight when you are angry. That's why you cannot make good decisions when you are angry. That's why you can't make good choices when you are angry. So, I'm going to put it this way. Think about your neurons the next time you are starting to become angry. Think about your neurons. You want them to be doing this, or do you want them to be doing this? They help you when they do this. They hurt you when they do this. In other words, you're hurting yourself because they're your neurons. Okay. So that's pillar number 3. Pillar number 4, remember the 4 words that can immediately, I wanted to ask you, did that helpful hand visual about anger, your neurons, did that help y'all? Come on, give me some responses, y'all. Come on, give me some responses. YouTube says I have 95 people on here. Good. Thank you, Cass. I appreciate the response. Wonderful. So think about it, y'all. Think about your neurons. I hope that I got through. I think I did. So based on, who was that? Eddie Murphy. I can't remember now what he said when he was doing all of that. Okay, good. Thank you. I'm so happy they got through. So now, pillar number 4, remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, frustration, anger, all of that stuff. You see? Those 4 words are, Hercules, that's right. Ooh. Hercules, Hercules. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Thank you. Oh, my audience is so responsive. I appreciate y'all very much. So I don't believe in the Bible. I'm not religious, okay? And when I learned that King James paid for the King James version to be, I was through with that. No way. So now that's neither here nor there. Okay, so now, where was I at? Let me think here. I got to rewind, y'all. Oh yeah, I was telling y'all how. Here, the 4 words that can immediately lower. I didn't get to the 4 words yet. Okay, this too shall pass. Yeah, thank you, Manifest. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Those 4 words will help you. They can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration, or whatever. Remember those 4 words. When your mama is fussing at you, or when your daddy is fussing at you, they cannot read your mind. Sit there or stand there and be getting fussed at and be thinking these thoughts because they can't read your mind. This too shall pass. She ain't going to be fussing at me forever. Or this too shall pass. He ain't going to be fussing at me forever. Those 4 words will get you through all kinds of ugliness calmly. I wouldn't BS y'all, for real. Okay? Those 4 words. Now, I hope that y'all see how all of these 4 pillars are interconnected. When you develop and maintain a positive attitude, and I told you how you do it, all you do is write the program. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Okay? Then that will make you want to stay calm. That will make you want to increase your level of patience. That will make you put you in a mental position where you can easily retrieve those words. This too shall pass. It really sturdies you in your life. Use your ratio. Use your programs for your own benefit. Now, if any of y'all have gotten something out of the advice that I just shared, I do it 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 90 minutes, 4 o'clock to 5:30 or thereabouts, 90 minutes. So if any of y'all have gotten something out of, oh, thank you. I appreciate everybody that subscribes. Any of y'all have gotten something out of this advice that I share, do a video or a post telling people what you got out of it, how you are going to use the advice that I share, okay? So you can do a video or a post and then mention me or tag me or whatever. I'm 81. I don't know all the intricacies of this. I know how to do it live, though. Okay. So now I close my lives with this book, My Simple Quotes to Live By. It's 90 pages. Now I'm going to put you in timeout, Will. I don't deal with the Bible or religion or anything. So I'm going to put you in timeout for 10 seconds. Don't come back around with that, okay? I don't do it. So now, My Simple Quotes to Live By. It's 90 pages. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. Okay? And the link is in my profile. It's 167 quotes that I coined. And I coined my first quote when I was 15 years old. And that quote states, "Never lose your hope and faith." Never lose your hope and faith. I coined this my first quote in 1959 at the age of 15. The occasion was my middle school graduation from Detroit's Sherrard Junior High School. Ninth graders were asked to document their message to their fellow classmates, and that's what I said. I don't remember saying it, and I didn't know that it was a quote, But now I'm going to read y'all a quote that I do know that it was a quote. And I did remember saying it because it was a quote contest that I entered in 2011 or 2013. And it was a contest, so they needed 12 quotes. It was for a calendar. And I coined this quote and then submitted it to the contest. And it won as one of 12 out of over 5,000 entries. I post it to social media regularly because I want to encourage people to chase their dreams. So here, it's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. I'm going to repeat it. It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. Chase your dreams, people. Nobody can see your dream as clearly as you can, and you can't see anybody else's dream as clearly as they can. So don't allow anybody to poo-poo your dream, and don't you poo-poo anybody else's. So chase your dreams. Now, this book is, the way it's formatted, is 90 pages. The quotes, you have 2 quotes per page. The quotes are in all caps, separated by a black and white picture. This is what's on page 90, the end. So I'm going to open up the floor. It's better to die chasing a dream never caught. That's on page 11. So y'all can throw out some page numbers, and I'll read the 2 quotes on that page. Thank you. So y'all can get a taste for what these quotes are all about. Give me some page numbers. In the meantime, I want to thank y'all for joining my live, and I hope that y'all will incorporate all 4 of the pillars in your life, okay? Page 24. Page 24 for cat. At the top of page 24, you reap what you sow. Pay attention to what seeds you plant. At the bottom of page 24, enjoy the sound of quiet. Okay, page 26. Oh, these frames are over 30 years old, Zeno. They are over 30 years old. I recycle my frames. Over 30 years old. So now, page 26. At the top of page 26, don't leave God out of your life plan. At the bottom of page 26, you don't work for others. You report to them. You work for yourself and your own reasons. People don't work for you. They report to you. They work for themselves and their own reasons. Can y'all live by those quotes? Come on, give me some responses. Can y'all live by those quotes? Some more page numbers? I'm getting ready to get on off of here. Good. You're welcome. Any more page numbers? I just want to thank everybody for joining my live. Spread the word. I share this advice Monday through Friday. I do the same 4 pillars every time, but all my lives are different. Okay, page 16 for Courtney. And then page 16 is the last one I'm going to. Page 16. At the top of page 16, what is a miracle? Proof that God exists. At the bottom of page 16, if you're not the perfect man, stop looking for the perfect woman. If you're not the perfect woman, stop looking for the perfect man. Okay? All right, now I'm going to go page 9, and then this is the last one. Okay, I'm getting ready to get on off of here, y'all. So come back tomorrow. At the top of page 9, under the skin, we are all the same. So what's the fuss? At the bottom of page 9, if you're involved in a mess, look at yourself first. That's the last one, y'all. So can y'all live by those quotes? I'm sure you can. So these books are available at goodshortbooks.com. They're flying off the shelves because very affordable, $7.99, $9.99, and $12.99. Thanks for joining my live, y'all. I'll be back tomorrow. Take care.